So pit, oh yeah, yins are crazy. This is it right here. Yins are crazy.
And what is going on, crazy Yinzers? I hope you are staying warm. If you follow us on social media, that's at Mic'd Up Sports 1 and at Jordan York Music, of course. We told you that it is podcast season once more. For the past few months, we've released the Chris Wormley Show on the podcast weekly on this platform. And I hope you really enjoyed getting to know Chris, who I tell you what, he's a terrific man, and he put together the best season of his career with 7 sacks. So, it's now time to get some more players in their bag. Today on the show, we've got Steelers center Kendrick Green. And yes, I say center with an exclamation point. Stick around, and you will find out just why. Of course, he's took some heat this year, but he is ready to step up to the plate and answer some tough questions. But listen, before we get into Kendrick's interview, I want to encourage all of you, if you enjoy this content, if you are listening now, bookmark yinzercrazy.com on your desktop, your iPad, your phone, whatever it may be, and know that we are covering all of Pittsburgh sports while we continue to bring you a different kind of athlete attachment and engagement that no others in the Steel City can. All right? Follow us on social media. Our Twitter is at YinzerCrazyShow. Our Instagram is at Yinzer_crazy. And really, I don't care if you subscribe. Just listen and tell another friend to listen, and hopefully that turns into a big game of telephone. You're about to listen to Kendrick Green's exclusive first offseason interview here on the Yinzer Crazy Show, of course, brought to you by YinzerCrazy.com. Let's rock! And winter is here. It's bulking season, so it's time to pack on the pounds. That means we had to bring on the fridge. It's the Steelers' Kendrick Green. You like that one. KG.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thanks for coming on with us, man, here on the Yinzer Crazy podcast.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. Thank you.
Of course. Let's get started talking about the offseason so far. You're back in Chicago, in Peoria specifically, where you grew up. And this past week, you visited the children's home, Kiefer School Academy for Autism, to support your community and hand out some advice. Just let us know what that experience was like for you.
Man, it was dope, man. I kind of got connected with a guy who was really big in my town. He actually is the president of the children's home's name's Matt George. Got connected. We set something up, man. It's always been something I wanted to do. Like, been big into giving back. So yeah, man. I was just happy I got to do it. It was a great time.
It's really cool. We saw that you were able to take pictures with some of the kids in a room full of Steelers logos and Steelers gear. Just really great stuff. And it's it's a good transition into the Steelers for sure. Obviously, the big news is the retirement of Ben Roethlisberger. I want to know, if you can recall, what were the first few conversations with him like after you were drafted?
Man, I remember the day after he gave me a call and just, kind of told me welcome and be ready to work. And it was, I remember, I think I was with my grandma, and I get some 412 area code call. I answer it. And I'm like, hello? He's like, this is Ben. I'm like, Ben who? Ben Roethlisberger. I was like smacking my grandma's leg super hard. She's like, what's going on? But it was surreal to me, man. He's been the quarterback there since I think I was 5 or something like that. So it was dope, man. Great. He's a great guy, man. I'm gonna miss him, definitely.
Oh man, what a great anecdote. Ben who? you're like, right. Who is calling me right now? And it ended up being a Hall of Fame quarterback. No doubt. What are some things in general that just stick out from playing with him this season? How did he help you? And talk about him and his leadership. What was that like?
I felt like he was good at. He's definitely good at just kind of keeping us all gelled together, to say the least. Man, Ben is a super smart foot. Obviously playing this league for 18 years, you gotta know the game. We get on the field and he's kind of just dialing stuff up and they get to working and stuff like that, man. I think it was, and I think that was the most amazing part of me playing with him. Honestly, it was just seeing him do that. It was crazy.
You're listening to Steelers Kendrick Green right here on the Yinzer Crazy podcast with Mike and JY. Kendrick, let's talk a little bit about the play on the field. You get drafted, right? You got 3 career starts at center in Illinois. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think that maybe. Yeah, I think three. Three is it.
Talk to me about high school and middle school. Did you play any center there?
My freshman year of high school, I started varsity at center, and then after that, I never played it again until I got through in Illinois. So yeah.
I figured you would be like a running back or something. I mean, high school level or D tackle.
I was a hell of a defensive end, man.
Yeah, nice. Getting off the ball quickly. All right, you're immediately plugged into the starting lineup at center from day one. You've had some time to look back, Kendrick. How do you think you played?
Man, I think, obviously took some lumps here and there, but definitely had some wins as well. But, I'm definitely ready to get back to the drawing board for sure. I think this year really opened my eyes to a lot of things. You kind of don't realize, the NFL is the National Football League. My bad for cursing.
No, you're good. We're a podcast. You can do that.
Yeah. But, man, I think mostly I learned, and that was the biggest thing that I took away from this year.
Yeah, no question. And I think, sometimes a lot of people forget that you guys also undergone a coaching change in the middle of the season. Adrian Clem leaves in December for Oregon. Chris Morgan takes over. I mean, what the heck was that like? That couldn't have been easy.
Oh, no, but, Coach Morgan did a great job, kind of just stepping in and trying to not miss a beat. So, and he's I think he's a great coach. He's been a head guy before. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to run a room, and honestly, I think he did as good of a job as you can do.
Yeah, it's good to hear, and I think a lot of Steelers, fans and you guys, players, would be cool with having him back. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Speaking of coaching, man, tell me a little about Mike Tomlin. Just being able to jump in to the fray with a coach like that, who's obviously a guy who's well known for, having a good time with his players, being somebody who, of course, is a player's coach in a sense.
Coach T is dope, man. And I hear from everyone, obviously I played college football for Lovie Smith, and when I got drafted, Coach Lovie reached out to me, congratulated me. He's like, you're on well, Mike Tomlin. He's probably the best in the business. So I had nothing but great experiences with Coach Smith.
I want to take a quick break in this podcast to talk about two things. The first, our own Jordan York Music has a new album titled Yinzer Crazy that is going to drop in a couple of weeks. Yes, it is full of Yinzer craziness, if you will. Pittsburgh fight songs. He's got a Steelers fight song, Penguins, Pirates, Pitt, which you're going to love if you're a football or basketball fan, or any fan really, at the University of Pittsburgh. I cannot wait for this heat to drop. Make sure you go ahead and download that album on Apple. Support him if you're a fan of the show wherever you can. It's gonna be fire. And speaking of fire, let's talk about one of our great sponsors, Case-Specific Meal Prep. Vince and Seth do a great job over there. If you want fast, easy, efficient meal prep service right to your home, it's cold. Who the heck wants to even go through a drive-thru right now? It's hard to even order a pizza. Imagine asking an 18-year-old in a Toyota Corolla to pull up to your house in -5-degree weather and ice and drop off some pepperoni pizza and a damn hoagie. It's time to get Case-Specific Meal Prep. CSMPPGH.com for more. It's CSMPPGH.com. All right, back to Kendrick. Speaking of another leader, obviously we already talked a little bit about Ben Roethlisberger. Kendrick, in one of his last press conferences, he hinted that you should be moved to guard. He said you will dominate because of your fire and passion. Have the coaches said anything to you about your future and maybe changing positions?
Not much, to be honest. If they did say anything, kind of hinting towards that not happening, I guess. But if it were to happen, I'd be open to it. I'm open to, get better at the position I play now as well, though. So.
Yeah, for sure. So it sounds like, you're not necessarily like sitting there and patting your grandma on the leg saying, "Hey, I hope they move me to guard. I hope they move me to guard."
No, I'm not. Wasn't not worried about it at all. I'm ready. I'm not running from any work. You know what I mean? So I'm with it.
Yeah, for sure, man. Obviously it's the off season, but when you think about 2022, what are some things obviously that you want to improve on? Some things that you're excited about, possibly working with a new quarterback, and just tell me kind of about your off season regimen, man. What are you doing?
Definitely just gonna look. Obviously got to get the body back right, lean up, and get stronger and get more explosive and really work on, get a chance to really practice and work on playing center. But other than that, man, I'm definitely excited to find out who the next quarterback is, just like everyone else is.
Tell me about Mason Rudolph. You work with him a lot?
Absolutely. Mason's a great dude. I wouldn't mind it at all.
For sure. All right, KG, it's been a pleasure having you on. I got to ask you one more question before we let you go. You just talked about getting the body right. Is there anybody on the team that can squat more than you?
I'm going to go ahead and say no.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's close. I might have it by like 100 pounds.
100 pounds. Oh, my gosh, man. That's going to be the headline of this story. I love it. Hopefully you get some of your teammates who are like, come on, man. I can get you or challenge you or something this, in the fall. That's good stuff.
Say that again?
I said maybe they'll challenge you now in the fall or try and get up to you late.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Summer workouts or something for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. Listen, man, like I said, once you're part of the Yins Are Crazy family and Steelers Nation, of course, you're part of that for life, man. We're happy to have you on. And, we wish you nothing but the best moving forward. We're all fans of you and of course, want to see you succeed and continue to develop in the National Football League.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate y'all for having me.
So pit, oh yeah, Yins Are Crazy.
It's a good dude right there. Super easy guy to root for. As I just told him, really going to root for his success. I hope you are too. I know people on social media have been really tough on him this past season, but listen, any rookie you thrust right into the starting lineup on day one, you can't expect to be Marquise Pouncey right away. That's just the truth. And very, very interesting stuff that he said the Steelers, if anything, have hinted to him that he will be staying at center. So let's talk about it. Tweet us over at Yins Are Crazy Show. Tell us you listened. Tell us what you thought. You can even find us on Facebook. Just search Yins Are Crazy and let us know in the comment section or post on our page your, takeaways from this Kendrick Green interview, because I'm sure there'll be a lot reverberating through Steelers land. All right, I can't wait to see what the next podcast interview holds for us in store coming up. I mean, if you haven't followed us last year, we had Steelers Hall of Famers Donnie Shell, Dermontti Dawson. We had Pat Freiermuth. We had Alex Highsmith. The list goes on and on and on, and it's about to get even greater as it continues to grow this winter into the summer, all the way leading back up to football season. Don't forget, we do baseball, hockey, everything in between here as well. All right, I'm signing off for Jordan York. I'm Mike Nicastro. We'll catch you next time. Yins Are Crazy.
I know Yins are crazy, but so am I. Number one sports site in the burg, let me show you why. The latest stories in unbeatable podcast with your favorite athletes. You know you can't pause that. Super Bowl, World Series, Stanley Cup champs. Rising stars, Berg personalities for the fans. We love our city, always Pittsburgh proud. When you're at your job or while you got your cell phone.